Hi everybody, Marcus Collins from the MA Properties Online team with your May 2020 update for Lexington. Last month I focused on the number of listings. I'm going to do the same this month because we do see that as a key metric to predict when we're going to get back to normal. I'll have more to say about back to normal in a moment. So in May 2020 we had 67 new listings. In May 2019 that number was 72. So that's only a 7% reduction. If I compare that with the last month, we only had 30 listings in April compared to last year when we had 43 listings. So we're seeing that was about a 30% reduction in the number of listings. So we've gone from a negative 30 to a negative 7 in terms of the number of listings. So we're beginning to see the market come back to normal in terms of that. In terms of the number of current listings that are available to buy today. In this month, there are 70 on the market. Same time last year, we had 84. So that's about a 16% reduction in terms of the number of current homes. I'll have more to say about that in a moment. The usual metrics: sold, days on the market, and ratio. The number of properties sold was 15 in May. The average days on the market was 37 days, and the average sale price to list price ratio, that key metric that gives us an insight into buyer confidence, was 103, which is a very high number. But we have to kind of caution you with this one because a property that sells in May really came on went under agreement in that early, perhaps mid-April timeframe, and we were right in the middle of the slowdown where we had very little inventory. So let's not read too much into those metrics. As we get back to normal, and perhaps in that July, August timeframe, those metrics will make a lot more sense to do a comparison with what we saw last year. So those are the numbers. What about the analysis? Well, we have to look at the number of listings as key. In April, we had a 30% reduction in Lexington, actually a 50% reduction in Arlington. May, that returned to a 7% in negative 7 in Lexington and a 10% reduction in Arlington. Having said that, even though May is very much what we would have expected for May, we're still about 70 listings behind where we would expect at this time of year. So that's key to think about. We are still 70 listings behind, and much of that is a consequence of the difficulty of bringing a home on the market. Even today we came into reopen phase 2. It's still problematic to bring an occupied home on the market. It's going to get easier. We're beginning to trial, for example, open houses. So we are beginning to see that ability to show homes get back to more normal than it's been over the last couple of months. But having said that, we are 70 listings behind. And you can anticipate that those 70 listings will come on the market in that June and perhaps some in the July timeframe. So expect a lot of listings to come on over the course of the next 4 to 6 weeks. Interesting to look at the number of current listings, though. That's at 70 right now. And that's very heavily weighted in terms of the higher priced homes over $1.5 million. 3 reasons for that. First of all, many buyers of high-priced homes, it's not their first home. They have to sell their existing home. So they have to sell. It's been problematic to sell. And as they've not been able to sell, they haven't actually come into the buyer market, the buyer pool, if you will, until that happens. So I anticipate that will change over the next, say 4 to 6 weeks as more homes come on the market. We are also seeing a lot of unrealistic, a lot in comparison to last year, I think it's fair to say, unrealistic sellers, specifically around price point. We're seeing homes coming on the market that are very, very highly priced, really far higher than the market can bear. They clearly didn't read Lexington Market Review, which we published in January, where we predicted that Lexington would be a balanced market. We can expect that to occur today, actually, for the higher priced homes. And for many of the price points, it will start to come in that June, July timeframe, perhaps slightly delayed from where we would ordinarily have been. So unrealistic sellers, that's number 2. Third reason as well, interestingly, we did see a number of homes coming on the market with the ability for buyers to do a virtual showing, 3D tour, videos, and so on. That lasted probably for about 3 to 4 weeks, perhaps a little more. Bear in mind, we do those products for all of our listings. And as we've moved forward, as we're getting back to normal, so Lexington has very much reverted to normal practice, where we're seeing, for example, $3 million homes with just 30 photographs. Many buyers at those higher price points not willing to go into those homes unless they can validate that property before they go in there. So nationally, it's interesting, we're beginning to see, and if you look at the national numbers, that lots of more homes actually beginning to be able to be viewed virtually. We're not actually seeing that in Lexington. It's very much reverting back to business as usual. So those are the 3 reasons for that large number of homes currently on the market, specifically at those high price points. That was a synopsis of what we're seeing today in Lexington. We'll go into a lot more detail in our virtual seminar, geared to both buyers and sellers, what to expect in this new normal, if you will, what many people are calling the new normal, what to expect. That schedule for this week, we have the one on June the 9th focused on the Lexington market, and then June the 10th focused on the Arlington market. All the details will be below. So you're welcome to come along. It's all virtual. Sit back with a glass of wine or a soda and watch us do the seminars. They'll be on Facebook, Twitch, and on YouTube. So that's the numbers. That's the analysis for Lexington for May 2020. So until next month, bye.